Welcome to HistoricHole. My name is David, and as always, I am joined by Jason and Michael.
Hi there.
As always, I'm Michael. And we are at HistoricHole. We take a funny look at history, sometimes people, sometimes events. Usually people lately. And today,
Yes.
a people.
A people, indeed. We will be discussing Walter Elias Disney.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, something like that. He actually did the voice in the beginning.
The famous trapeze artist.
Yeah. He was born December 5th, 1901 in Chicago, Illinois.
What do you know?
Yeah. 60652.
What? Like the last four digits of his social security number?
Zip
Get
code.
Disney's accounts.
Oh, zip code. Anywho.
They're no doubt in Switzerland, being protected by those corrupt fucks.
His father's name was Elias, who is a Canadian man.
His dad was real original.
And his mother was Flora, of an American citizen of German and English descent.
A mutt.
He was the fourth.
Euromut.
He's the fourth son of theirs. He had elder brothers Herbert, Raymond, and Roy.
The elders.
And
Roy
then-
Disney? That's who I want to meet.
Yeah, Roy comes up later. And then
Yes, he does.
a sister named Ruth was born in December of 1903. Like the R's. Raymond, Roy, Ruth, and then you got Walter.
And then Walter.
Walter. And Herbert.
Walter.
The family moved to Missouri in 1906, where he met a
Chicago to Missouri.
little boy named Walter Pfeiffer, and they hung out a lot because Pfeiffer his family was involved in like entertainment, vaudeville stuff. And
Burlesque.
it was also while in Missouri that he started becoming interested in drawing when he got paid to draw some neighbor's horse.
Glad that statement was finished.
So, like, he had been doing it before he drew a horse.
Yeah, I mean, he'd been playing around with it.
He just drew a horse one day.
That's what I was going to say. Like, he had an interest in drawing after he drew this horse. Like, okay.
Well,
This natural affinity that he didn't even know.
Well, yeah, he had been playing around with it, but then
Playing
saw
footsie.
it as a possible career path after getting paid to do it. And then he started playing around with watercolors too. And he lived near a train station, so he became obsessed with trains.
I bet you there was a lot of painting of trays, like just around the Disney house.
Is that why the cartoons always involve, like, a train
It's like trying to eat somebody.
being tied to the tracks? Like, Pete has, like, someone tied to the tracks, right? It's Pete?
Yeah, something like that.
Let's say it's Pete.
Pretty sure Pete.
Pete the train.
Pretty sure Pete's a thing. It's a dog, right?
Couldn't tell you.
You
I
never,
don't know.
Historical,
I don't know.
Nothing.
you never watched any Disney? I mean, not that I liked
Well,
it.
no, it's Steam. No, that's Willie.
That's
Let's say Steamboat Willie.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't know about.
so Steamboat Willie and Train Pete. Locomotive Pete.
He attended a local school with his sister in 1909. But then the family moved to Kansas City, and I apologize. It wasn't in Missouri that he met Walter Pfeiffer. It was in Kansas City that he meets Walter Pfeiffer.
Do you know where Kansas City is?
It's also in Missouri. We're in a different town, not Kansas City.
No, there is. There's Kansas City, Kansas. You go across the bridge. It's Kansas City, Missouri. That's like the real city. Kansas City, Kansas. I don't know how it happened, but Kansas City, Kansas is like a dump. It's like the real Kansas City's over yonder in Missouri.
Well, in Missouri, it was a little town called Marceline or something like that, and then they moved to Kansas City where he met Walter Pfeiffer.
Where the Walters were drawn to each other.
Yes, and they started spending a lot of time together because Walter Pfeiffer introduced him to the moving pictures, and he became enamored with it.
Oh, yeah. Back then, that was like crack. Not to be confused.
Got some more of those moving pictures.
With the amphetamines floating around. I don't know.
You got some of that
around.
celluloid.
We should do the history of amphetamines. I don't know when they came about.
Yeah, let's find out.
Coming soon. So Elias had purchased a couple paper routes, so little Walter wanted to make some money, so he woke up at 4:30 every day to deliver the Kansas City Star, and then at 6 p.m. at night did the Kansas City Times. So he's just running around
Sworn enemies.
Just making money.
delivering papers, pretty much doing a shit job in school because he keeps falling asleep. But he's taking night classes or weekend classes at the Kansas City Art Institute. Started looking into cartooning, drawing little cartoons.
I'm into cartooning.
Then Elias, ever the forward-thinking father, got himself some stock in a Jell-O company called Ozell. So they moved back to Chicago because because the company's there, so he wants to be near it for some reason.
I'm telling you, Ozell, it's gonna work, honey.
So he moves Walter away from.
Walter, yeah.
He moves him back away from all the art and shit.
Yeah.
He moves into a Jell-O factory.
This is your future son in Jell-O. Someday all of this will be yours.
The Disney Jell-O factory.
Look
Yeah.
at it.
The alternate timeline where Walt Disney is actually the Disney Jell-O company.
And they still own everything.
But yeah, they ended up buying everything anyway, unfortunately.
The Jell-O cinematic universe.
In Chicago, he enrolled at the McKinley High School and was a cartoonist for the school paper, drawing patriotic cartoons because World War I was going on.
A jingoistic fuck.
And he was still taking night courses at the Chicago Academy of Fine Arts, still fine-tuning his cartooning. He actually attempted to enlist in the military in 1918 when he was 17 years old.
Then they heard his voice. Oh, they're like, no, you're not fit for this.
I saw his drawings. They're like, this is too beautiful. You're too talented. We can't take you.
Look at those watercolors.
Go.
He just wanted to find himself some Germans. So he ended up...
I mean, who doesn't, I oftentimes will just walk out of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking for a German to fight.
I just go to Germantown every day. Looking for blood.
Well, he forged his birth certificate and joined the Red Cross, and they sent him over in
You just write it down. He painted it.
November of 1918 as an ambulance driver. But the armistice was going on at the time, so he didn't really see any battles. But he drew cartoons on the side of his ambulance that everyone seemed to enjoy.
Oh, here comes the fun ambulance. To take all these dudes who just got their legs cut off. It's like medicine doesn't work, but hey, at least the ambulance that took you away.
Laughter's the best way. Oh my God!
I've got gangrene. That reminds me, I'll paint this one green.
Little
Thanks for the inspiration. Honk, honk.
Oh my God, this drawing is beautiful. Oh my
You should
God.
make a career out of this.
I foresee great things.
Well,
See a land named after you.
And a world.
This is your world, and we're just living.
That you are the main character.
We're all in your fun ambulance.
in October of 1919, he returned to Kansas City.
Kicks down the door. The arch. I guess it's St. Louis. Wrong one.
And started apprenticing at Pesman Rubin Commercial Art Studio, and was drawing commercial illustrations for advertising, theater programs, catalogs. And it's here where he meets Ub Iwerks, another artist.
Of course.
Oh, with a name like that, I
Yeah.
feel like you're kind of relegated to a life of art.
Yeah, it's either art or serial killer.
Art or, child molester / serial killer.
He looked the part too.
Just throw all the bad things into a blender and you got
See, folks, this is why you get a hobby. You start drawing because idle hands do the devil's work.
Well, after Christmas of 1919, business at Pesman Rubin started going down. So in early of 1920, Disney and iWorks got fired. They were like, fine, we'll start our own company.
That'll be the worst decision you ever made. That's probably what he said, like shaking his fist. You know how they did back in the day,
Yes.
shaking his paintbrush.
Meh.
I'm gonna paint some shit.
I'll show you. This will be the worst decision you ever made.
Oh,
Well, they put together the iWorks Disney Commercial Artists Company, but they couldn't attract any customers.
yeah, with a name like that.
They couldn't attract any customers, so they agreed that Disney would go off and do some more apprenticing somewhere.
Couldn't attract any customers because Fuckface was being a pedo in the back. And well, fucking Disney's like actually selling it. And
So
like,
yeah, look at these pretty pictures. Like, what's going on in the room? They just slams the door. Don't worry.
Hey, it's one of our hardest. Hard at work there.
Paint.
don't mind him.
But once Disney left, iWorks couldn't really run the business by himself, so he just followed.
No shit.
Yeah.
Followed Disney along to the Kansas City Film Ad Company.
So the business closed. He's like, "What are you doing here?" Okay, I just came to follow you. There's nothing left.
I can't quit you.
Basically.
So that he starts working. iWorks starts working alongside Disney again at this ad company, where they produced commercials using cutout animation.
That horrifying shit.
Yes. And this is where Disney, who is mainly into drawing, starts looking more into animation and stuff like that. So what he does is he borrows a book on animation and takes a camera and does some research at home into cell shading. No, not shading, but animation.
Cell
animation.
Shell shading.
Shell animation.
He loved drawing pictures of the beach.
Which, just
Yeah, just
frames on top of each other. The cell
Yes, we own
animation.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he couldn't convince his boss that cell animation was the way to go, so he quit. And iWorks quit with him in solidarity.
man.
Oh, I mean, what?
Yeah, I'm sure that was a tough decision for him,
It's like, I live in your basement, Wherever you go, I go. By the way, pay the electric bill, Disney. I got no money. I'm IdleWorks.
So then he opened another company with a man named Fred Harmon, the Film Ad Company. And they just started doing ads for the local Newman Theater in Kansas City somewhere. Newman. And they called the little shorts Newman's Laughograms. And they were modeled after Aesop's Fables, a bunch of those.
I like to think HistoricHole is an audio laughogram. Killed me.
But the Laughograms were a success, but they were hiring more people. But then he started working on Alice in Wonderland.
One pill. I'm just kidding.
using live action and animation together.
An abomination.
And what ended up happening was it was 12.5-minute long thing, and everyone seemed to enjoy it, but they couldn't get it out in time to save the company, so that film ad company dissolved.
Guy's running to the theater. It's like, you're running out of time. This is all that could save it. It's too late. But it was beautiful. Those watercolors.
So Walt Disney decided to move out to Los Angeles.
Come on, IdleWorks.
Hollywood.
We're going. Going to Hollywood.
Going to Hollywood.
I imagine he's just like Igor now. Yes, Walt.
Yes, Walt. Whatever you want, Walt. Just make sure I still have my space.
You'll bring me the children, right?
Yeah. He basically is just the dude in Snow White. Like, he's like brewing the pots and shit.
We just kept him in a basement office. Yeah, that's why, there's mysterious disappearances of children from Disneyland over the years. No one ever found them.
He moved to Hollywood July of 1923. A lot of people thought this was a little crazy because the big cartoonists were going to New York, but his brother Roy...
You're crazy, Walt.
Roy.
The big cartoonists are all going to New York, man.
That's where the cartooning is.
But Walt Disney had aspirations of being a live action director. Jesus.
You don't understand. I have aspirations of being a live action director.
Something like that. And also, Roy was...
Tell them IdleWorks.
He does, yes. You'll bring me the children.
More movies means more children.
Well, Roy was also recovering from tuberculosis, so he wanted to be near his brother, too, while he was coming back to full health.
Oh shit, he's got the TB.
He was also trying to sell Alice in Wonderland, the little short that he made.
Yeah, you're pretty. When you got that back then, you basically were dead.
We got it now. I'm pretty sure it's not good either.
I'm not saying it is, but hey, Roy Disney had access to some laughograms. So laughter is the
I
best
think
medicine.
I think I'm thinking of something else.
He found a woman named Margaret Winkler who was looking to buy up some cartoons because she was just losing rights to Felix the Cat. And so he sold her Alice in Wonderland, and they were going to do like a little mini series together. And to distribute it or produce it, him and his brother Roy created the Walt Disney Company to produce those films.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Then in 1925, he hired an ink artist named Lillian Bounds.
It's the girl with the dragon tattoos. I'm the inker. Shows up.
Well, he must have liked the ink because he married her in July of that
he
year.
had a thing.
And, you know,
In fact, Walt Disney completely tatted up.
they had a happy marriage, but apparently Walt would always tell people that he was constantly getting henpecked while at home.
I mean, that's what every husband says about their wife, no
Ah,
matter
but-
how happy the marriage.
I'm getting henpecked at home, boys.
She's
I've heard
real
way worse
battle
things.
axe.
Yeah, way worse things have been said about people's spouses than clucking around.
And she was very controlling, and he did whatever she said.
So he's a cuck.
They also had two daughters, one Diane, born December of 1933.
Probably was a smoke show.
And then they adopted another little girl named Sharon, born in December of 1936. And he wanted to keep his daughters out of the public sphere because he'd seen what happened to Charles Lindbergh. So he never let the press
The Lindbergh. We went through it,
Yeah,
Michael.
no, I'm aware. No, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I understand, but I'm like, come on, dude, you're fine. Not everyone ends
Are
up like a
you?
Lindbergh.
Lindbergh was insanely popular. Walt Disney's star is rising.
Yeah, like he's not insanely popular at. He's like just keeps starting new businesses. Like he hasn't done
fail.
Keeps
Yeah.
failing at his business. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like eventually.
Yeah, I'm not worried about being Lindbergh. You know, that guy actually did something. You're just drawing pictures, Walt. No one's
But
gonna
still.
abduct your kids except for the guy living in your basement. That's what you should worry about. It's sometimes what's closest to home.
Why
Tying the children to the train tracks like you saw this coming. You drew it. I simply followed your plans.
Yes, he wouldn't let any of the press photograph his children. So, no, you're not going to find out if she was a smoke show because there's no evidence.
We'll make some evidence. Bury her body up.
Bury her body up.
You know, reverse burial. Whatever they call it. Dig in.
Exhume.
We don't know what you're into, Michael. Whatever.
Well, I'm no but everyone's got their case. Yes, dig them up.
So, the whole Alice in Wonderland thing was still going on, but Winkler got out of the contract and was replaced with a man named Charles Mintz. And him and Walt Disney really didn't get along. And Disney was starting to get bored with...
Why did he hire him then? It's like, I don't really get along with you. You're hired.
Well, no, he didn't hire him. It was Winkler's replacement. So they still had a contract with this company. He just became like the new boss.
Oh, so who ousted Winkler?
I think she just left voluntarily.
Oh,
Yeah. She just served her time, retired
Served her time.
in the cartoon world.
so who's this new fuckwad?
I did my
A
time.
man named Charles Mintz.
Mince.
Mince. Make mincemeat out of you.
And they were distributing through Universal Pictures at the time. Now,
How dare they?
Walt Disney was getting bored with Alice in Wonderland shit, so he wanted to create a new character. So he created Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. But,
Yeah.
and he wanted him to be peppy, alert, saucy, and venturesome, keeping him also neat.
Saucy?
Yeah. Saucy.
A saucy rabbit.
Yeah, I was like, rabbit's delicious when you put in a certain type of sauce.
Oswald became quite popular.
Lee Harvey Rabbit Oswald.
And so Walt started thinking maybe I should be asking for more money. And when he brought this up to Charles Mintz, Mintz was like, actually, I'm going to give you less money.
He did the JK. Starts laughing. Like a raise, Charles.
You did not get... Man, you suck at saying that dude's
Well,
name.
because I was about to say like 50 names. You know, I need pictures of Spider-Man.
He said J.K. Jonas.
I was about to say J. Jonasson again, which we've established is wrong.
You said J.K. Jonason now.
You're getting closer.
I am. He's getting closer. He's getting warmer. Once he finally says it correctly. All the
So he
timelines
gives
are
him
right.
less money because he's a dick. Why do they do this? Like this is like another example we heard about. Wasn't Carnegie's dude doing this the same shit?
Pretty much.
This is just like what corporate bullshit back in the day.
Yeah,
This is just
1920s.
1920s corporate bullshit. They're just pulling.
If you learned anything,
A raise, please? Actually, we'll give you a cut. Never ask for a cut. Maybe you'll get a raise.
Yeah. Has anybody ever asked?
Yeah, we'll pay you less money. Yeah, I want you to pay me less money. It's like the only man who would ask for that deserves more money.
Well, he was able to cut his pay because he actually didn't own the rights to anything he was drawing at the time. Universal Studios owned everything. So he's just like, well, fuck you all. And leaves. He quits that job. And iWorks follows him.
Of course he does. Keeping fresh children in supply, you know. He has no choice.
Sometimes addiction to eating children is truly, truly a bad thing to have happen.
I mean, this guy probably buried bodies for him, you know. Anyone he was just like, take him out.
The
Mintz
bodies.
probably disappeared and they never found him.
Well, it was immediately after this that, you know, they had to come up with something original that they could call their own. And this is where we come up with Mickey Mouse.
Oh, hell yeah.
House of Mouse.
And his original name for it was Mortimer Mouse.
Which is so much better, dude. I want to be in that timeline.
Uh-huh.
Mortimer
Yeah,
Mouse.
in that timeline, World War II didn't happen. The powers of Mortimer.
But Lillian said, no, Walt, that sounds stupid. Call him Mickey. Yes, dear.
Mickey. God damn it. But I think Mortimer sounds like, no.
And then iWorks is in the back just drawing. Yes.
I can see. I don't care what you call this mouse as long as it brings me children.
And like I said, iWorks was working on the design for the animation to make it easier to replicate and animate.
Yes, more animation, more children.
And also seeing as Walt started backing away from the drawing aspect of it and was doing some more big business moves.
Moving and shaking. Shaking and moving.
Now, it wasn't until... And he was also doing the voice for Mickey up until 1947. Now, they couldn't...
So what did he do in 1947? Who?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there in 1947. We're still the...
His throat was slit.
Here's too many cigarettes.
All I can do now is draw.
It was an assassination attempt that took out his larynx.
Killed the voice of the mouse. And the empire will fall.
They thought they could stop Mickey.
Luckily, Idleworks was there to jump in front of the bullets.
No, sir.
No.
Mickey Mouse first appeared in May of 1928 on a single test screening of a short called Plain Crazy, and then was in The Galloping Gaucho, but neither of those shorts could find a distributor. And it wasn't until he partnered with Pat Powers, a man who used to work for Universal but was sort of doing his own deal now. They developed Steamboat Willie and released that in 1927.
Choo-choo.
It was the first, like, after The Jazz Singer, which was the first movie with, like,
Sound.
synchronized sound and shit like that. He was just like, why don't we put that in cartoons? And so it was the first cartoon with synchronized sound as well. Now, he's working with Pat Powers, and him and his brother, Roy, think,
Dying of tuberculosis still. I'm still not dead.
No, he got over it. He's doing well now.
New lease on life.
He got over the tuberculosis,
Right? Working.
which Michael said was a death sentence.
So they were, the Walt Disney Company is doing well, but they feel like they should be making more money, so they start introducing some salary cuts. And
We have a new something to introduce to you all, and less money.
and
We are unveiling the new, brand
new
new
paycheck.
salary cuts.
and Disney was talking to iWorks. He's like, man, stop doing it all yourself. Just do one cell, and then let the lower minions fucking
The underlings.
deal with the backgrounds and easy shit. Like, stop wasting your time with that. Because was just doing everything. He's like, why do we hire all these other people if you're just going to do it yourself? No, just do the main thing and then ship it on.
Ub's like, but the longer I work, the more children you give me.
It's like I must be guaranteed children. The only way to guarantee is to do it yourself. I'll do it myself.
Now, it's at this point that Walt Disney confronts Pat Powers. He's like, hey,
Slam some shit on the desk.
I want more money.
Powers!
Ask for more money. Powers is like, no,
Here's less.
here's less. And
Damn it, this keeps happening to me. So now Walt Disney making 25% of what he was originally.
well, Walt's main move is just to storm out, and he had a bunch of animators working with him. Powers had actually gone behind Disney's back and bought out all of his artists, so he didn't have anyone going with him, including Ub. Ub jumped ship and stayed with Pat Powers.
Wow, Powers was like, how many children is he paying? And Ub is just like, no, he's not paying. He's like, I'll double it. Ub couldn't refuse, It's just
Like, I've cut everyone else's salary so we can afford more children for the mastermind here. Oh, but I think you and me are going to make some beautiful cartoons.
this is the beginning of a great friendship.
Well,
Or whatever the fucking line is. I can't remember. Casablanca sucks.
overrated, yes.
Historical.
Disney had a mental breakdown after Ub left him.
Yeah, once you lose your buddy up, nothing made sense anymore.
My Ub.
He's got his bitch wife telling him what to do.
Yeah, him and his bitch wife actually go to Cuba so he can get over it. So he goes on a
It
vacation.
honestly sounds like his wife is like way more intelligent than he is, honestly.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just gonna be real for a second. She came up with the Mickey. She's like keep his ass on track.
Like he's probably walked through the room like Mortimer. That's fucking stupid. Don't call it that.
She just like tore the fucking paper off the desk. It was like, what tore it up? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I think that would be
Just
worth,
throws it in his face. It was just like, listen, Walt, you get your shit together. We gotta put food on this table. We got like
Slaps
500 kids.
Ever since Ub's
That
gone,
nobody
now we
can-
just have all these kids coming and no one's eating them.
And they're in the house all the time because nobody can see them, so they're eating all the food.
Meanwhile, like some kid like scutters by in the background. It's like, see, they keep raiding the pantry.
Just like we can't even afford clothes. And it's like half of them are in diapers.
Yeah, it takes a vacation in Cuba and then takes a cruise through
A well-needed vacation because all those fucking kids.
the Panama Canal. A little cruise through the Panama Canal.
Let's just wait while it fills up with water so we can go forward.
Hell yeah. Just like getting a nice look at Teddy Roosevelt's handiwork.
Yeah, exactly. Freshly built.
Yeah, it was
like-
new. Yeah.
Yeah. So, comes back, strikes up a deal with Columbia Pictures, and they start distributing Mickey Mouse cartoons.
Via the Panama Canal.
Implements Technicolor, starts making color cartoons in
It's technically
ni-
color.
1932. Embracing the new technology of the time.
Embrace it.
And then one of his shorts, Flowers and Trees, wins an Academy Award in 1932 for Best Short Film. Short Subject Cartoon.
Nothing else really came out that year, probably.
Yeah, right.
How many? Yeah, like was there enough films to be in a category?
There's two.
Yeah, they're both from Walt Disney. Congratulations, you lose. What? Salary's cut in half again. Flowers and trees.
In 1933, he came out with The Three Little Pigs, which was a big hit. And from
Really spoke to America's heart.
also won another Academy Award for it. And started thinking, you really need an emotional impact to punch people in the head with. So he developed a story department. God, I thought it was called something else, but no, just department.
The Department of Story.
Yeah, actually have people coming up with interesting
The
stories.
Story Factory.
Smoke billowing out.
I mean, honestly, it's not a bad comparison. Just the way they churn out shit. Because like Disney, McDonald's, come on, same shit. Garbage.
Garbage in.
Fill your gullet, America, with the slop.
Well, he wanted to develop something more, and started working on full-length feature films.
We can make money off the slop.
The first one being Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which took 4 years to make.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They had to draw all that shit.
right.
And I mean, it took him 4 years to write fucking bangers like Hi Ho.
It's off. To work we go, bitches.
Yeah, dude. I mean, think about how much time that took.
Well, once word got out in Hollywood that that's what his plans were to do, everyone started laughing behind his back. Is like, you are fucked. There's no way that's going to make money.
You're so stupid.
So you could have drawn
You're
any.
trying something new. Look at this guy, everybody. He's trying something new.
But he point and laugh. Up shows up, you know.
It took
Damn it.
It took $1.5 million to produce, which was over budget.
Which back then was what?
No, that was then. So now it would be like $100
Yeah.
million or something like that.
Right.
Probably. I mean, I think it's like something like a 10x
It's a lot of money.
inflation from like that period, something like that. So
150 somewhere in there. I don't know.
I think that 10x would be right, 15 million.
It's at least
1.5?
it was expensive.
Yes, quite.
We're not
expensive.
mathematicians or doctors or we are historical.
10x is 15. All right, there you go.
$15 million to create, and he wanted it to be really realistic, really real, and so he brought in farm animals for the artists to sketch upon.
And then make them sing because it's so real.
And had actors come in so they could see, the movement of the characters and all that jazz.
He drew from his memories of Ub just like slicing down with a pickaxe for the dwarves.
Came out.
All the children.
Snow White came out in December of 1937, and everyone fucking loved it. Made $6.5 million at the box office.
A return, a good one.
So he was like, okay, well, we're just going to keep doing this, and started working on Pinocchio and
Proof of
Fantasia.
Yeah, that weird thing.
Yeah, it was a little pretentious.
Yeah, both of them did poorly. They came out in 1940. No one liked them. So the company went into debt.
Whoops. What's wrong with Pinocchio? Dude, that giant whale at the end, he eats everybody. It's awesome.
Right?
It's better than the dwarves.
Well, then but it's because he departed from the princess formula. Because then the whole thing is he goes back to that, right? And that's what he starts winning again.
Power of the princess.
He's going to win again. Well, with the company in debt now, he issues more salary cuts.
We are introducing some more salary cuts, everybody.
And him and brother Roy decide to do a public option for the company. They start opening it up to stock offerings in 1940.
Brother Roy.
Now, with all the salary cuts in 1941, we had an animator strike because we're
not going to work for nothing.
These pictures won't move themselves.
Now, Disney paid his people the best out of everyone that was associated with the SCG, the Screen Cartoonists Guild.
God, of course.
But they still were like,
Unions.
there was no rhyme or reason to how people were paid. Like, there was one guy making $300 a week and then sitting right next to him doing the exact same amount of work.
So what you're saying is the union was useless.
Yeah.
It didn't actually matter.
Right?
Wait, how much did you get paid, Roy?
I get paid $12 a week. Oh.
Never mind. So I guess...
And then they also wanted to start getting on-screen credit for their artistry.
Credit?
Credit? What do you think this is? A democracy?
Salary is cut in half.
Yeah.
and so
Ask for a credit again.
Yeah, see what happens.
I dare you.
in February of 1941, he
Credit
gathered
on your gravestone.
he gathered 1,200 employees and gave a little speech, and it goes like this.
Uh-huh.
Some people think we have a class distinction in this place. They wonder why some people get better seats in the theater than others. They wonder why some men get spaces in the parking lot and others don't. I have always felt and always will feel that men that contribute most to the organization should, out of respect alone, enjoy some privileges. My first recommendation to the lot of you is this. Put your own house in order, and if you can't accomplish a damn thing by sitting around and waiting to be told everything, if you're not progressing as you should, instead of grumbling and growling, do something about it. And then he fired one of his head artists,
Right on the spot.
Art
In case you guys think I'm not serious.
Babish.
It's kind of like Stalin, where he would just like shoot somebody after he made a point. He'd be like, and that's so you know I'm serious.
Art Babbitt, sorry, who was a member of the Screen Cartoonists Guild. And the next day, 200 people went on strike. And Disney was like, fuck you guys. I'm just going to go to South America and get some artists down that way.
Oh, you'll see. You want some credit?
I'll show you some fucking credit.
And also, they were producing Dumbo at the time. So in the movie, he put a little, like, riotous clowns running around, and it was supposed to
This is what I
mock
think of you.
the protesters.
What a clever guy.
The strike lasted for 5 weeks, up until the National Labor Relations Board asked him to sign a contract saying you'd even out paying scales and make that more, like, what the hell?
Yeah, why are you doing it this way?
Yeah.
Why are you paying the same thing, different amounts of money? That makes no sense.
It was going to be the reinstatement of employees fired before the strike, equalization of pay, and a clearer salary structure.
You're rehired.
After the fact, Disney was like, the strike was actually good because we found out, cleaned house.
We separated the men from the boys.
Got rid of the chip on the shoulder, boys, and the world owes me a living, lads.
I kind of wish someone would have killed Walt Disney.
So all you socialists out there,
Yeah, it wasn't a big fan of commies.
take a cue from Disney.
And we'll see in the next episode how that
All turned out.
turned out. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because
Hear the big boots marching.
as the strike comes, together, and they sort that out, World War I or World War II starts, and business takes a turn.
Whoa.
Tune in.
For the exciting conclusion to
Walt Disney. If this episode actually is allowed to
Yeah.
air, like when like they see Disney and
we
I
were
was
like trading it there. Why didn't you just like kind of get all timid, bitch? All right.
timid. Come for us, Disney.
Like the one time you don't open your damn mouth in time. All right. Let's get to the shill stuff.
Chill. Chill. Yeah, chill.
Yeah, this is a real special shill stuff too because it's a Disney episode, so we're really shilling today.
Go get Disney Plus, or you will not find us.
Give us 5 stars on iTunes if we're worth it. And even if we're not worth it, delude yourself like Disney fans do into believing we're good and give us 5 stars.
5 ahas.
If you're listening, but you like watching, well, we're on YouTube, so you can watch us.
Pretty sure
And-
Disney owns that too.
They own everything. Follow us on the social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter. We post full episodes on IGTV.
If you're worth it. Sometimes we do.
No, I'm pretty sure we always do.
Okay, we always do.
Word of mouth is the best advertising that we can get. So
Use your mouth holes.
listen, I'm gonna level with you. I'm gonna be serious right now.
Oh God,
This is serious, David.
Serious.
If you enjoyed it, tell somebody about it. You can email us at historichole@gmail.com with any questions you'd like us to answer on the podcast.
Queries, comments.
But we're never going to do that because I don't actually like reading emails. So.
I don't know if the password is even known anymore.
I've actually handed off the email account to a Russian hacker.
His name is Vlad. So email Vlad at HistoricHole@gmail.com.
I feel like, yeah, that's a good Russian name. Vladimir.
Yes.
Vladimir and Boris.
That or Sergey.
Oh, I was going to go with Boris. Like, I feel like Boris is way more.
Sergey.
Boris.
I mean, Sergey is just like generally Eastern European, that's not.
Yeah, Russia deserves to have it all, so.
Yeah.
Next week.
Truth.
Russia deserves to have it all. Our new podcast.
Russia taking over NATO? Good thing?
Question mark?
Find out. And so our statement of the week this week is, we're fucked. Life is full of holes. Enter wisely.
Bye.
Until next time.